In the past, people used to travel to see the differences from their home country. However, the sceneries in places around the world seem very similar nowadays. What are the causes of these similarities? Do you think that the advantages of these similarities outweigh the disadvantages? Hi everyone, today this is the question. We have again a hybrid question. What are the causes of these similarities? So we have to say the factual information, that is general information there. Do you think the advantages of these similarities outweigh the disadvantages? In this case, I need to give my personal opinion. So we have two tasks. One is to present the factual information. Another is to give your personal opinion. So this is the challenge here. So the challenge number one is to say objectively, state objectively, what are the causes or cause of these similarities. Now let's analyze the task, analyze the topic, the matter in detail. What exactly is the matter? In the past, several years ago, people felt that when they travel from one place to another, the appearance of the places was something different. If you travel from Berlin to Munich or to Lisbon, you had a lot of differences. These are the places of a lot of traditions and culture. Long years, these cities or these places have a long tradition, have a history of long culture. These places are symbols of the way which people lived in the past. It was the condition. But right now, if we travel from one place to another, one city to another, or one town to another, we can see that every city is almost the same. We are talking about the modern picture. It was different in the past, but right now we do have very similar pattern. So why this thing? What caused these similarities? In around 30 years ago, before 1990, the places in the world were very different. Even the cities in the same country were entirely different. The town planning was entirely different. The scenery was entirely different. So, you know, that it was fitting to the geographical things, you know, that if there was a hill, the town was adjusted to that hill. If the town is in a valley, the town was adjusted to it. But right now we have a standardization of these things. Scenery is different. Now, if in a valley, we'll be leveling the land and then we'll be constructing the town. In a mountain too, we'll be doing something. So a standardization, uniformity is seen these days. What causes this uniformity? What causes these similarities? And do you think these similarities outweigh the disadvantages? These are the two questions. The first one is what causes these similarities? It's a factual information. You need to answer it objectively. The second one is a personal opinion. Here we need to say it's whether the advantages outweigh, it's personal opinion, whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. That's it. Now we are going in detail. The introduction is so simple and so concise. Unlike the past it was different. The sceneries in different places across the world have become unlike the past, so I have to add today. Okay. Unlike the past, today the sceneries in different places across the world have become much similar. When it happened? Now it happened, so I added today. The primary cause behind this is globalization, and I think this uniformity discourages the enthusiasm of travelers. So what is the key cause? Is globalization. The fundamental cause is globalization. The elementary cause is globalization. The root cause of this change, this similarity, is globalization. And I think, my personal opinion, I think this uniformity discourages the enthusiasm of travelers. So you have to note one thing here, that is, I have said this, the primary reason behind this is globalization. This is a factual information. This is a personal opinion. So in the same sentence, I have said the fact, I have said my personal opinion with a conjunction and. So if I separate the primary cause behind this is globalization, full stop, I think this uniformity discourages the enthusiasm of travelers. That is another sentence. The segments are joined because I need to make the introductions concise and formal. I just have around 34 words here. That's it. So it should be concise, formal. We are not going to do any explanation here in the introduction. We are going to see the explanation in the body paragraphs. Right now, our task in the introduction is to address the topic, and we have to say what we are going to write in the essay in the coming paragraphs. What we are going to do there. To begin, the world has transformed itself in a dramatic way after globalization was accepted by most countries. So I started this thing to begin. Here, introduction is started like this, unlike the past is today. So what is that? In the introduction, we have compared the ages in the past, today. Here we just started like to begin, to start. I don't have anything to start here. To begin. The world has transformed itself in a dramatic way after globalization was accepted by most countries. So my topic here in the introduction, I have mentioned that is globalization. So I am going to talk about globalization here as the core of this cause, the core cause of this change is globalization. So globalization is mentioned there. When globalization was accepted by most countries, the changes happened. There were exchanges in the field of trade, health facilities, education, and engineering, to name but a few. Now, what is meant by this particular thing? To name but a few. It means a lot of things are there in the list. We have the main thing as trade, health facilities, education, and engineering. Transportation, communication, all these things are there. So a lot of things are there in the list. Many are in the queue. So you have said the phrase to name but a few. This enabled people to choose the best. So globalization, when made the exchanges smoother, and this particular exchanges enable people to choose best. If you want a good quality apple, you will be getting it at your doorsteps if you order, as a part of globalization. If you are in Japan, you will be getting apples from Kashmir. You will be getting apples from Australia. You will be getting apples from Italy. You will be getting apples from Israel. If you want to select the best, which one you want, the color, you go with the taste, you go with the something else, whichever you want, the best you can select. Lot of apples from different countries are there in front of you. It's not the local producers. It's not the thing which is there circulated locally. You have the provision of having everything at your doorstep. If you don't want something, if you want something, you have a lot of options. That is the good side of globalization. So this enabled people to choose the best. So best trade things, best health facilities, best educational facilities, best engineering facilities. So you will be getting everything here itself. Wherever you stay, wherever you get. This is a brighter side of globalization. And this impact, the impact has also become visible in case of planning the cities, towns, and designing special structures which attract tourists. So you have got this provision of selecting the best. So when you select the best, the impact of this globalization has become very visible, tangible in case of planning the cities, in case of planning the towns, and designing special structures which attract tourists. As the technology used and the style of construction became uniform, these places started looking similar to visitors. Now, when planning cities, towns, and designing special structures, they are using this, the best thing, so globalized the thing. So it started becoming uniform. And when the style of construction, the style of designing became uniform, what happened? These places started looking different, looking similar to the visitors. Now, when analyzing whether this uniformity brings more advantages or disadvantages, we are going to the second question. Whether this uniformity brings more advantages or disadvantages. I would go for the second option. The second option is disadvantages. Just because I feel that every place should have its own identity. Why I think this is disadvantageous? It's because every place should have its own identity. When the identity of the place is lost, your place should look distinct from another place. When this identity is lost, naturally, people who try to learn and experience the distinct culture, traditions, and architectural style will show less interest towards it. When there is no diversity, people will be showing. Those who want to learn about the culture, those who want to know more about the place, they will be losing their interest in it. For example, many places in Asia are far different from places in Europe. The buildings there in Europe, we have castles in France, and we have pagodas in the East. So the architectural style is different in Europe and in Asia. So pagodas are there in Asia, East Asia. You can say castles in France. You can say these things. The style of engineering was different. The style of building houses, the style of building other structures was different. These diversities attract more people to visit these places and experiences. When these things are different, a lot of people come and experience these things. And when these diversities fade off, it means it is lost. These places would lose its significance. So the significance of these places will be lost. This is the disadvantage. Now I am looking into the next thing, that is the advantages, I have to say, because I am asked whether the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. So I have to say disadvantages, I have to say advantages too. Nevertheless, this uniformity is a type of standardization which helps the local inhabitants to upgrade their standards of living. So the local inhabitants, okay, to upgrade their standards of living. Somewhere we can say I was living in suppose if a person was living in a place where we had less facilities or something like that. Now we are you are using the best technology to construct the buildings. This technology helps you to upgrade the standards. You get a standard thing here, and this makes them feel that they are also a part of the global culture. So the people from Africa, the people from Australia, the people from the Europe, people from America, all these people feel that they are a part of the global culture. So there is no distinctness, there is no inequalities, and they are under one global umbrella, and this brings them closer, sticking themselves together, clinging together. So this gives a feeling that of uniformity, that they are also a part of the culture. They are living in this. They are not different from others. They're having similar culture. So it means people became closer. The people are under one umbrella. This is the advantage. To conclude, it's clear that the fundamental reason behind this, the similarity of the places, is globalization. And I think in this case, it appears to be more negative. So what is the case? You see that the places are much similar these days compared to the past. In this particular case, it appears to be more negative. I am not telling that in other cases it is more negative. I'm telling that in this particular case, when the places become more and more similar, it loses its diversity, and it is not it's not good. So we need to have separate styles. Different places should have their own diversities, a distinct style, and scenery. So this is what they have said. So only in this case it is said it is negative. Maybe the other areas of globalization may be good. Okay, so we have said the causes of the similarities, and we have said the advantages are more, no, disadvantages are more than the advantages. You might ask me a question here, what are the causes of these similarities? So I have mentioned, so causes, they are asking causes. You have given only one cause, that is globalization. So because of globalization, the changes happen. So I don't feel that there are much other changes here. So if I have only one option, I don't have any other option here. I can see only globalization, because globalization is the thing here. I don't think that there are other causes there. If you have any causes extra other than globalization, you can give a genuine cause. But if I find only one, I stick to one, there is no issues there. And if you have a genuine cause other than globalization, you can present it as a second point there, second cause. Okay, thank you.